We're back! What's going on, Canes fans? How y'all doing tonight? And of course, Duke Blue Devil, because he's got to rep his squad, right, man? Of course. We got a couple of Duke fans in here. How the heck are you guys doing? Man, it's been a hot minute, right? When's the last time I saw you guys in a live stream? Like 3 or 4 weeks ago? I missed the Virginia Tech game because I was sick. Missed the Virginia Tech call-in because I was sick. It's been like 4 weeks. 4 flipping weeks too long, right, guys? I got to give a special shout out before we get this thing started. My man, John Bird, always popping in. It's become a regular thing. Dropping the $5 dono before the stream even starts. My man John, how the heck you feeling tonight, bro? Thank you so much, man. We got Crip in the building. We got Lakers all day. Who else we got? Dave Collins, DJ in the building. Nick 305 Canes, good to see you. Young Jedi Kane, Phoenix Skies, Alexander, Kane Gang, Mama Coop, all about the U83, Benzo Kane, Don. Don, I always butcher the name, man. We're gonna stick with Don, all right? We got Bergie. I'm digging the new pick. I'm digging the new profile pick, man. 24/7 Canes. What's going on, guys? I feel like I just want to chit chat for a few minutes. It's like a reunion or something. Like I haven't seen you guys, like we said, in months. You mono free, homie. All right, Crip. Here's the deal. Okay. Let's have some small talk for a second before we get into the game discussion. Don't worry, guys. We're talking Miami versus Duke tonight, and we're also talking about the Jake Garcia news. We'll talk about college football playoffs. We'll talk about recruiting a little bit. We're going to dive deep tonight because it's been a while, so it's going to be fun. All right, what's going on, David? Says we can start now that he's here. All right, David, let's get into it, man. Here's the thing, guys. For those of you that haven't been around, or maybe those of you that have been around that need a refresher, I've been kind of MIA because I had mono. I realize a lot of you are going to crack jokes. You're going to say, ha ha, Coop, the kissing disease, this and that. I've had mono before when I was younger. Yes, I have been sick with it for almost 4 months. For some reason, when I get it, it affects me really bad. Like, it's crazy. Last time I had it, I was sick for like 6 months. This time I'm going on month number 4, and it's been tough. So what I did is I took advantage of these extra bye weeks. Due to the pandemic and the rescheduling of games. So typically when I would continue to ramp up the content, I took a step back and said, you know what, while the Canes are taking a break, I'm going to be taking a break. So hopefully we can come in back 100%. I still don't feel 100%. I would say I'm like 70%. But I'm going to give it everything I can for you guys because that's what it's all about, right? The show must go on. Let's see. Coop, I need my 10 cents on the Jake to the U. You know, I've been... 24/7 Canes you have, and we're going to talk about that tonight because I need some convincing from you guys because I'm on the Jake Garcia to the U train, hashtag Garcia to the U, but I'm going to need some convincing. But before we get into that even, let's kick off the stream. Here we go. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ACC Network, the number 10 ranked Miami Hurricanes will be taking on the unranked 2-7. I need a minute. I can't do this with a straight face. Hold on. I need a minute. Give me a second. We got to roll it back. We're going to try that again. Hold on. Okay. Let's try it again, guys. Let's try it again. All right. The number 10 ranked Miami Hurricanes will be taking on the unranked 2-7 basketball school.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
It's all about the underscore. We love you, coach.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
It may take our guys more than a quarter to get up to football speed due to the long layoff.
Fair.
Another nail-biter defense comes up big in the fourth quarter. The Cardiac Canes do it again.
14th in the ACC out of 15 teams. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, The Duke Blue Devils. Hey, Joshua Sparling, thank you for the top dono on the night, man. $24.99. Appreciate you, man. All about you. We love you, Coach. Love you guys too, man. Appreciate it, bro. And Norman, I agree. We're going to talk about that. I think the same thing as well. You guys are going to see. Thank you for the 10, man. I couldn't say it with a straight face. Talk when you get relevant, Miami. Dang, man. Whoo. Okay. Okay, so the Duke fans are feisty. I like it. Right now, the only thing that matters is the game tomorrow night. What we've done in the past or other things we've done this season don't necessarily matter right now. All that matters is what happens tomorrow night. Josh, I'm trying to get your name up there, and it's fighting me. There we go. That's all that matters, man, is what goes down tomorrow night in Durham. Greg Bush, what's going on, man? We doing. He can talk his talk. He can talk his smack. I want the Duke fans to rep their squad. I do. I definitely do. Hurricane Logan says, I say we win by 50, then close it out with 8+ lateral kickoff touchdown. All right, so here's the thing, guys. The game, and how are you, Hurricane Logan? It's good to see you, man. I will have links for this game, so if you don't have ACC Network tomorrow night, make sure you pop into the Coach Coop live hangout during the game. You don't have to be subbed. You don't have to like the stream. You don't have to like me or anybody else on this channel. I'll still hook you up with a link to watch the game for free, so don't worry. That's not a problem. Before we get into the game talk, let's discuss what I know everyone here wants to talk about. Luckily, it looks like a lot of you want to discuss the game, but I know what a lot of people want to mention and what they want to talk about. You guys already know what's coming. We already discussed the Jake Garcia decommitment from USC. This isn't surprising. This isn't news to anybody that's here, I'm guessing. I'm just gonna do a quick poll in the chat. Does Jake Garcia come to the U or no? Give me a yes or no. I myself, personally, need some convincing. And I say this because I'm all for Jake Garcia to Miami. I showed you guys in the last video I did when we pull up his statement. Well. Look at the tweet right here. That's me. Right there. Tweeting the Sebastian gif at Jake Garcia. I'm all for it. But, this guy has offers from every school under the sun and some very big SEC teams as well. We've got Georgia in there. We've got Auburn in there. We've got Alabama in there. And we talked about the fact that one of the school that he showed the second most amount of interest in was Miami. That was actually his last school that he visited. It was an unofficial visit, I believe, to Miami in 2019. Correct? Like September or something like that. Somewhere. That was one of his last. There we go. June 2019, unofficially visits the University of Miami. So, I mean, the crystal balls, I understand, after the decommitment to USC, all pointing to Miami from many of the lead experts. But I need some convincing, guys. I'm all for it. I would love to be wrong, but I actually still think there's a chance that he goes somewhere else. I understand that's going to be an unpopular opinion. And I'm going to catch a lot of hate for it, but there's still an opportunity that he goes somewhere else. I hope that's not the case. I would love to have another quarterback. That would be a huge pickup for the quarterback that we get in the 2021 class. 4-star, 6'2", 195. A lot of people are hype on him. Let's see. Cyber says, but will he be another Tate or King? We shall see. Young Jedi Kane says yes. Bergie says yes. Benzo says yes. MDC, all caps, yes. John Shields says yes. I know 24/7 Canes is on board. 99.99% done, Coop. But here's the thing. And like I said, I'm not being a negative Nancy here, okay? I'm not being a Debbie Downer. I've heard that before. I've heard it so many times. A late change like this, a late flip, the decommitment from USC, saying he's committing to Miami, I got to see something first. I got to see something because I've not heard anything else. I've not heard anything else from Jake Garcia yet. It's all been kind of on the DL. I got to hear something else first. I wouldn't be surprised. Just hear me out, okay? Hear me out for just a second. I'm putting it out there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a push from a couple of SEC schools late. I mean, early signing day is coming up, in the next week or two. So, I'm just saying, please. I will welcome him with open arms. The family loves him, man. But I need some more convincing. How tall is TVD? Tyler Van Dyke is like around the same height, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's around 6'2", 6'3". TVD is 6'4", actually. So TVD has about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. Both of them are tall, though. Let's be real. Who am I to talk? I'm 5'6". So, oh man. So you guys, everybody pretty much is on board. What's going on, CJ? How are you, man? Cypher says, I don't follow recruits at all until they are signed. Man, anything could happen, Cypher. Anything could happen. Anything, man. Another thing I want to discuss is this. Where did I put this? Here, let me just pull it up, okay? Let's just talk about it here for a second. The argument that we are getting snubbed in the college football playoff rankings. Now, here's the thing. There's a couple of teams that I would definitely argue here that are above us. There is an argument to be had. But here's what I want to say about the Notre Dame situation and us in the ACC championship game. Because, everyone's saying we got screwed, right? The committee doesn't like us. It's us against the world. I get it. But there's 3 things to blame here. Number 1 is the ACC for letting Notre Dame in the first place. And I say that because they let Notre Dame in my opinion, for the money. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But blame the ACC. Number 2, blame COVID. Blame COVID because when we played Clemson, they had Trevor Lawrence. When Notre Dame played Clemson, they didn't have Trevor Lawrence. Why? Because of COVID. Number 3, blame ourselves. How do you control your own destiny in the world of college football? Somebody tell me. How do you control your own destiny? David Wagner says, how you been? I've been okay, David. I've been okay, man. How do you control your own destiny in college football? You've got to win. Exactly, Casey. One bad Steve. Billy Joe. Exactly. You have to win. And I understand that when we played Clemson, they were at almost full power. They had Trevor Lawrence. And I know, again, as I said, the argument with Notre Dame, but we didn't beat them. We were on the stage. We had an opportunity to take down, at the time, the number 1 team. And we couldn't do it. If we had beaten Clemson, if Clemson would have continued to have Trevor Lawrence against Notre Dame because COVID wouldn't have been a thing, it could be an entirely different story. But the thing is right now, if we were undefeated and we had beaten at the time the number 1 ranked team in the country, Clemson, we would be in an entirely different position. So that's the thing. You have to win. So that's in my opinion, those are the 3 things to blame. I realize that we're talking about the committee and people are talking about the refs and the hate and whatnot, but it is what it is, man. COVID, the ACC, and we got to win. Coop, how do you explain numerous holding calls not called every game? I mean, the problem is, Randy, is we've dealt with that for years and years and years, and it's never going to go away, unfortunately. What would you think about the Notre Dame joining the ACC permanently? I'm 100% fine with that. 100% fine with that. And I think that they should. And I think that I'd be on board with it. I don't know why I said I think before that. But I do wish that we could have played Notre Dame. Do you guys think that we would have beaten Notre Dame if we played them this season? It's hard to say, right? Because every game is kind of its own little entity with all this COVID stuff going on, right? You don't know if the team's going to be at 100% coaching staff-wise and player-wise. But be honest. Hey, Brad, what's going on, man? It's good to see your face in here, bro. Would we have beaten Notre Dame if we played them? Let's assume Notre Dame is at 100% power, and let's assume that Miami is as well. And we didn't have a bye week before we played them. No bye week. What do you guys think? RJ says nope. Brad says yes. Young Jedi Kane says yes. Coop, do you miss the ACC divisions? I do not, Billy. I wish that the ACC would stay one large ACC forever. I wish they would can the Coastal and Atlantic stuff. Top two teams play each other. I would prefer for it to stay that way. I think we would beat Notre Dame as well. I know that sounds crazy, but I think so. I think so, and I'm not just trying to talk out of my booty here. I think so. Turnblow agrees as well. So let's get into it, guys. I wanted to discuss the Jake Garcia stuff, see if you guys could convince me that he is coming to the U, and then just talk about some of the disrespect and things that's been discussed with the University of Miami with the playoffs and all that good stuff. Most of us are on the same page. It's okay if we're not, because it's all right to disagree around here. I like for everybody to have their own opinion and for them to voice it. What's going on, Maiden Dade? I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right, man. So let's head on over and discuss this game that we have tomorrow night. Because here's the deal, guys. Right? There's a lot of distractions going on right now. We're talking about the COVID stuff. We're talking about Jake Garcia. We're talking about the college football playoffs, the ACC championship game, all this crazy stuff. Early signing day coming up. But at the end of the day, we've got a football game tomorrow night, guys. And we have to focus on winning and not get distracted by all of this stuff. Because the last thing we need to do is get distracted and slip up and lose to the 14th ranked 2-7 Duke Blue Devils tomorrow night. Right? So let's put some energy into that game that we've got tomorrow. So let's head on over and take a look at the weather report for Durham. 105 people in the chat tonight. I love to see it. Man, because I felt like there wasn't a lot of hype for this Duke game. Right? Views have been low. Hype level has been low. Man, we got a game tomorrow. It's an absolute blessing to have another football game. You guys realize that some of these schools have canceled the rest of their games? Their season is done. Enjoy the moment tomorrow, guys, because we don't know if it might be our last game of the season. I've heard some rumors floating around that it could potentially be it. So let's enjoy it. So the weather report. Weatherman Coop checking in. Saturday, December 5th. Luckily, it looks like the chances of rain have cleared up. So that's a good sign. 8 p.m. tomorrow night, 41 degrees and clear with a 5% chance of precipitation. Winds coming out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. Listen, y'all, that's cold. Okay? Don't even. No. Don't tell me that's not cold. 41 degrees. I'd be freezing my booty off. I'm talking 2 or 3 layers of cold gear. Knee-high socks, at least 3 or 4. Right? That's cold. And whether you want to talk about it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, statistically speaking, we don't typically play quite as well in the cold. Right? I remember the heated benches, the helmet warmers. It's tough, okay? 41 degrees is cold. That will play a part slightly, and that could potentially affect it. But luckily, it looks like the rain has cleared up. So that's a good thing. Duke Blue Devil, man, I'd love for you to call in tonight. We are taking phone calls, guys. I know that's what a lot of people wait for, an opportunity to voice your opinion. Not cold. That's freezing, man. That's freezing. No way, man. So ESPN, of course, we already talked about this in the preview. Duke is a huge underdog in this, understandably so. Statistically, I covered that in the preview video. I got to tell you guys, I am not impressed with Chase Bryce. If we look at the stats, guys, matching these teams up on paper, we are superior in practically every category. We should absolutely roll in this game. Now, with that being said, you guys have seen my score prediction, right? My printer broke, so this was the best I could do for the Duke logo. I actually have this potentially being kind of a slightly messy game for us. Let's not forget the fact that we haven't played a game in roughly 3 weeks or a little longer, and I expect a potentially slow and sloppy start for us, both offensively and defensively. Duke still, though, however, is a terrible football team, which means that we still get the dub. 24-13 is my prediction. Chase Bryce really has been unimpressive this season. I mean, the man has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. 13 interceptions so far this season, 9 touchdowns, 54.6% completion percentage. Actually, excuse me, that's 53.5. Duke is just struggling all around, man. I mean, maybe I could talk about their edge rushers a little bit. And there are some Duke fans that are pretty hype on their running backs, but nothing special, man. We talked about the ACC standings, 14th in the ACC. Why did I have this up? 2021 football team rankings with the recruiting. I guess I just wanted to take a look. I should have mentioned this when we did the recruiting stuff. We, of course, Tennessee bumping down to 14 after the decommitment. But if we pick up Garcia and a couple of other guys, it's going to get crazy around here. Absolutely insane. I wanted to see if there was anything else that I wanted to cover before we open up the phone lines, because, of course, that's what makes it fun around here, getting you guys. CJ, I know, 2 bye weeks, and it's going to be cold. That scares me to death, because here's the bottom line, okay? On paper, the Miami Hurricanes are the far superior team in practically every category. Duke leads the country in turnovers lost. Duke overall is just not a good football team. But here's the deal. We've heard this before, right? At times this season, people have mentioned that the cardiac Canes are back. Winning these close games, right, by 1 point, 3 points. Coming down to the wire, a drive in the fourth quarter. We've heard the stories about how we're a better football team than some of these other teams, and it still ends up being close. At the end of the day, we need to focus on winning this game, and it needs to be a big win. It needs to be a convincing win. And it needs to show everyone how bad this Duke team truly is. And we need to show that we can come out after all of the distractions and still take care of business. As I said, though, with all that being said, I'll make it known one more time. I'm not expecting a blowout. I'm seeing predictions like 77-10. 55-3. I got 24-13. Prove me wrong, Canes. I would absolutely love to see a blowout, man. I would love to see it. So I'm just trying to be realistic. I think, guys, how much hate I caught for the Clemson score prediction. And I was within, I think, a couple of a touchdown or two of each team, and we predicted the loss. It is what it is. I'm trying to be realistic, all right? Yes, we are taking phone calls tonight, my friend. Give me just a second, and I'll get those open. You can see the phone line if you guys want to prepare. Now, here's the deal. I primarily want to discuss the Miami versus Duke game because, as I said, there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of distractions, but we've got to take care of business tomorrow night. We cannot lose sight of winning this game and taking care of business. So I like to get score predictions for the game and just discuss Miami versus Duke. Maybe some of the Duke fans will call in. That'd be pretty awesome if you guys want to do it. You've got a voice here on this channel as well. But we can also discuss Jake Garcia. If you can convince me 100% for sure that he's coming to the U, I'd love to hear it. And we can talk about recruiting a little bit if you guys want to do that too. All right? So give me just a second. Let me get the phone lines opened up. And I'm hyped to talk about this game, man. We haven't done a call-in show in a month. So let's get it going. I did want to ask you guys, how many of you were lucky enough to join the exclusive club? This one's wrinkly as heck, okay? Let me get a show of hands. How many of you were lucky enough to snag one? Who's in the club now? Welcome aboard. Welcome to the Don't Be a Fan Later exclusive club. All right, let me get this bad boy opened up. Okay. Phone line. Bergie got one. Let's go. Joshua got one. All right. Cypress says, got any more to sell? I've been waiting for it, Cypher. I've been waiting for it, man. Oh. Your mom didn't trust the website? Dang, that's tough, Ryan. That DBH is the biggest website on the internet for merch for content creators. You won yours in a drawing? Nice, Taryn. Nice. All right, so phone line is open up, guys. I want to get your score predictions on the Miami versus Duke game. As I said, we can discuss that. We can talk about recruiting. We can talk about Jake Garcia, whatever you guys want to talk about. Where did you get the cup? I got this at Hard Rock Stadium. Miami versus FSU 2018. So phone line is open up. How many of you guys... Wait, what happened, Brad? You said you tried? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, guys. I had it muted so I couldn't hear you guys calling. My bad. Phone line is now opened up. Okay, it's opened up for real this time, guys. I'm done trolling you. It's open for real now. I promise. Oh. Coop won't say what's in the cup till we get the natty. Exactly. Exactly, swag money. And have you guys voted for the biggest Canes fan yet? I noticed we had about 800 views on that video. Whoever wins that competition gets to, I'm going to link it actually, just in case you haven't voted. Guys, it would mean a lot to the people who entered. It has nothing to do with me. For the people who entered, whoever wins that contest gets one item of their choice from Caneswear with no limit on the price. So make sure to vote on that video that I just put in the comment section, guys. That would mean a lot to somebody. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
It's all about the U83.
All about the U83. Good to hear from you, bro. How's your night been?
It's going pretty good. What about you?
Good deal. I'm all right. It's been nice to hop back on the stream again. It's almost like it comes natural to me because I've been doing it for so long. But it takes me a minute to get back in the groove of things because it's been like a month. So
yeah,
it's been a bit. Keep trying, Brad. It's what it is, Brad, is usually 2 or 3 people try to call in at the same time, so it kicks it to voicemail. If you let me know your area code, Brad, I can get you in 100%. So all about the U83. How you feeling about this game? There's been a lot of distractions this week with the Jake Garcia stuff and just recruiting news in general and early signing day coming up and all the COVID and pandemic stuff, cancel games, reschedule games, change games. But it's here. We're taking on Duke.
I love your setup.
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
I love this setup.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy because I'm moving ASAP. Like it's a done deal.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to redo this entire setup.
Oh. Where did you get these helmets from?
I got the black one from eBay. And then I got the white one from a site called Green Gridiron. And those are game day helmets.
Oh, okay. I'm not worried at all about this game.
Not at all.
It's going to be a straight blowout.
A blowout, and that's what I'm seeing a lot of. I'm seeing a lot of predictions for blowouts. Like I said, 50-plus points for the Canes, which I'll be honest with you, under normal circumstances, with the way we match up against this team, I would be on board with that. It's just so tough for me to predict that in the cold weather, an away game, after 2 to 3-ish weeks off. It's so hard for me to predict a big blowout, man.
Yeah.
But so would you be willing to give an actual score prediction, what you're thinking about the game? Shoot some numbers my way.
Miami wins 35-3.
35-3. Okay, definitely. Giving absolutely no credit to that Duke offense, understandably so. They've struggled at times.
Shut them down.
All right, 35-3. All right, bro. I like it. As always, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to try my best tonight, guys, to get as many of you in as possible. Tonight's going to be we're going to get like 15 or 20 people in. All right, so hey, all about the U83. I appreciate you calling in. Big time victory for the Canes, 35-3. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night, bro.
All right.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
It's as simple as that, guys. It doesn't have to be a long, crazy, in-depth conversation. You can call in and just give me the score prediction if you want, or we can talk in-depth. So, Brad, 352 number. If you want to get in, bro, I'll hold the line for you. And then 24/7 Canes, Let's get him in. Love to hear from that guy. And this is your opportunity to come back and say, Coop and the world, Canes fans, Duke fans, I told you so. I predicted the score. So this is your opportunity. All right, so Brad is 352. Okay, Phoenix Skies. What's that area code, man? Young Jedi Kane, we could get him in. David is 424. 424. Some of y'all are crazy. I've seen some people drop their actual full phone number in here. I mean, you could do that if you want, but there's no need. All right? just give me the area code. I just hate this phone system. If multiple people try to call in at the same time, it just sends you guys straight to voicemail. So I don't see it. Okay? Brad, I'm looking for you. I'm looking for 352. I'm looking for 352. There it is. All right, this might be him, guys. This might be him. What's going on? Who do we got on the line?
Coop, what's going on, brother? It's Brad.
It's Brad. I thought that was you, but I wasn't sure yet. I'm going to save your number in my phone, if you don't mind, if you're cool with that.
Hey, no worries, brother. I just wanted to stop by and show you some love and hear what you guys got to say.
All right, yeah, man. It's taken me a minute to get back in the groove of things, like I mentioned with the last caller, because with me being sick and then the crazy, rescheduling and bye weeks and whatnot, I've taken some time off. I've not streamed in like a month. So we're trying to get everything lined back up and whatnot. But, hey, I just wanted to say real quick, too, before we dive into the conversation, that I love the stuff you've been doing with Paul and whatnot. I'm usually lurking. As weird as it sounds, as talkative as I am, because I never shut up when I'm live streaming and in my videos and stuff. Typically, when I watch other people stream and stuff, I just kind of sit back and lurk. So I like the videos. I'm subbed to Paul. I watch you guys and follow you guys on social media and stuff. And I really, really like the content and what you guys are doing.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. And likewise, bro, at the end of the day, I mean, like yourself, we do it for the fans, right?
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Yep, exactly. So what are you thinking about this game? I'm curious because I seem to be kind of the minority here with not predicting a blowout victory for the Canes tomorrow night.
Yeah, man. And I mean, so you kind of touched on it a little bit, man. I mean, especially like someone like you and a couple of my friends, dealing with either COVID or getting over a sickness or whatnot with this cold flu season. It's tough, right? I mean, even if you're just a normal person having a day job and just 9 to 5 doing whatever you're doing, it takes a toll on you when you're sick, especially dealing with COVID. So then imagine these football players, right? These 18 to 20-year-old kids who are having to juggle not only schoolwork, but to prepare for football. And then you're talking about 2 to 3 weeks laid off with no football at all. And that's if you're not dealing with COVID. So then you throw COVID in the mix. And again, like you said, man, it's going to take some time for some of these kids. But I think that at the end of the day, especially a team like Duke, I think this is where you're going to see leadership come in, right? Leadership and experience. We are starting to see that we have leadership in the key quality positions that we've been lacking in previous years. With an offensive coordinator like Rhett Lashley, you got quarterback Derek King, Jalen Phillips doing his thing. Hopefully Bubba Bolden comes back in the mix like he was at the beginning of the year. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be a 42-17 type game.
Okay.
I think it will be I do think it will be a slow start just because, like you said, you got to kind of knock the bruises out. It's going to be a little cold, but I think something that benefits us, especially this game, is where Coach Justice kind of touched on this earlier in the week, where we're completely healthy, especially in the offensive line. And when you look at our last game a couple weeks ago, we only had 6 offensive linemen dressed out, and our backup offensive lineman was Navon Donaldson, who hasn't played all year. So really, we relied on 5 offensive linemen the whole football game, and we kind of didn't miss a beat. It kind of looked like the offensive line was the same. Not to mention we had 2 offensive guards that a lot of Miami fans are quick to forget, and Ja'Kai Clark, and I believe the other one, I think it was Campbell or someone else. But we had 2 offensive guards that were out 2 or 3 weeks ago. So that brought in a kid like Osmond Troyer, who hasn't played all year, and he actually ended up with 80-plus snaps. Which was the most out of any offensive lineman on the football team. And that's coming from a kid that hasn't played all year. And he didn't miss a beat. So I think we're starting to slowly create depth on the offensive line, which is another thing we missed. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, and it's something you brought up. I'm trying to roll back a little bit here because you brought up several really good key points with that. Again, as you said, mentioning the schoolwork and whatnot at the beginning, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was some rescheduled stuff with like some finals and whatnot. And I think they said that a lot of my University of Miami students are having to study and whatnot for some finals and things. So that could create a little bit of a distraction for some of the students and whatnot. And then I'm trying to think, there was something you mentioned that I definitely wanted to touch on halfway through the conversation there. Um, wow.
I'm trying to
Why,
think offensive line.
why did I just draw a blank? Um, just I think just talking about in general when you were talking about potentially you were kind of feeling maybe the slow start and things at the beginning as well. But I do see the argument definitely with us maybe starting to pour it on in the second half of the ball game because we should, again, when you match up these two teams on paper statistically and look at the tape, we should definitely be able to separate ourselves from this team. I realize that people were kind of bringing up the cardiac cane stuff again because we've had the close games and whatnot. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of crazy scenarios going into this season, but Duke is just not a very good football team. So I do definitely see the argument that later in the game we could definitely separate ourselves from them due to both some better coaching on our side finally and some of these guys growing up and being leaders on this football team. Definitely.
Definitely, man. And we also got to remember that our head coach is not only our head coach, but he was once a fan just like all of us. So I mean,
Yeah.
he knows how bad it is to lose 2 years in a row to a team like Duke. He's not going to treat this game any lighter than any game that we have on the schedule. Now, luckily, I watched the show earlier, and you kind of dove into the rankings, and luckily we kind of swayed into not playing a more high-powered offense like Wake Forest, which, in my opinion, that would have been a lot more scarier and interesting game because that is a game that you can't start off slow. Very similar to when we play North Carolina.
Yeah,
When you
and
play a high-powered offense, you can't start off slow.
it's kind of a weird situation because I always say if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I actually really was looking forward to that game, the Miami versus Wake Forest matchup. I've said many times that the Duke game is not the game we expected or wanted, but it's the game that we're going to get. So I'm thankful
Absolutely.
to have another game because, again, there are many teams that have already had to cancel the rest of their season or are wrapping things up. So I'm thankful for another opportunity to watch the Canes take the field, though.
Definitely, man. And one last point, because I want you to get some other callers on. But my thing was, so I was actually more excited and hopeful that we would potentially get the BYU or Cincinnati matchup, just because as we saw this past week, the ACC kind of gave Notre Dame the nice end of the deal, and it obviously is going to be Notre Dame and Clemson in the ACC championship, which kind of throws the Wake Forest game or the Duke game that could have been with Wake Forest. That those games now don't really matter. Win or lose, if you lose, you look bad. Obviously, if you win, it doesn't really mean much. But when you throw in a team like BYU or Cincinnati, I think that could have benefited both parties because for us, especially Miami fans, this past week, a lot of fans have been complaining about the number 10 spot and teams like Iowa State and Georgia ahead of us. Well, you got to remember they have statement win games. Yes, they have lost games they're not supposed to, but they have also blown out teams that they are supposed to and have quality wins, which are two things that Miami has not done this year. So I think the BYU-Cincinnati matchup could have helped us in kind of pushing us up the ladder in rankings a little quicker than expected. But at the end of the day, like you mentioned at the beginning of the show, we need to worry about Duke. Take it one game at a time. As long as we win every week, we're going to move up in the rankings. We're going to continue to do well in recruiting. And just so you're aware, Jake Garcia is definitely a Hurricane.
Man, I hope you're right. Like, I don't know if how much of my content that you do watch, but when I posted the Jake Garcia video last night, I want to be on that. This is the wrong way to put it. I was going to say I want to be on that train. I am on that train. I'm all about. I'm tweeting hashtag Garcia to the U. I'm tweeting on his tweets. You know, all these gifs with Sebastian and all this stuff, and I'm all for it. I'm just I don't know. I don't know what it is, to be 100% honest with you. I can't pinpoint why I have this bad feeling deep down in my gut, but I hope and pray that I'm wrong. And like I said, I'll be right there with everybody throwing up the U saying, let's go, let's do this. I need a little more convincing from something somewhere, and I don't even know what it is, to be real with you.
So here's a nugget for you before I leave.
Okay.
Rhett Lashley, we can all agree he's a great offensive coordinator. He's an awesome quarterback developer. You saw what he did with Sam Bichelle, and then obviously the quarterback he had at Auburn, and now Derek King. Those are all three different types of quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
With a guy like Rhett Lashley, he is able to adapt with his offense regardless if it's a mobile quarterback, dual threat like Derek King, or if it's a pocket passer like Sam Bichelle. Jake Garcia is going to be more of a pocket passer.
Yep.
What I was interested in is Rhett Lashley has harped about relationships. And when he looks at a quarterback, he looks a year or two in advance. And that's when he knows he has a quarterback. What told me that Jake Garcia is going to be in Miami Hurricane is this whole time, Miami and Rhett Lashley has not wavered one bit and has gone after another quarterback, has flirted with another quarterback.
That's fair.
Rhett Lashley said this past week in an interview, they knew who they wanted. They had one guy in mind, and that's who they wanted to get. And as you see, Jake Garcia drops the note, and who are the first people to like and retweet it? Manny
I
Diaz,
saw that.
Coach Fields,
I saw
Khalil
it.
Brantley. So
And I mean,
I think the tables are turning, man.
That's a good point. That does, I think, make a difference if you put yourself in the mind of a recruit or a 17 or 18-year-old that, schools kind of touch and go, hot and cold, and then you have a team that stays in continuously in contact with you and really cares about you and wants you to come play for them. And I do think that could. I mean, I will say you took me from, let me give a visual representation here. Let's say right here, I say Jake Garcia is 100% on board. I was like right here. I'm like right here now. So you bumped me up a level, all right? So that does put a smile on my face,
that.
all right?
I like that, man. Hey, man, continue to do your thing. I've heard from so many Kane fans about how much of the work you do, man, and it's awesome. Keep up the great work, and I look forward to listening to what other King fans say.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, it's nothing but love and just fun over here. That's what it's all about. So but people are asking who you are because I don't think you've called in on my show before, correct?
No, so I've never called in on anybody's show except I think
awesome.
It's all about the U. I think is the only one, and I've hit him up a couple times. I'm good friends with him.
Would you?
But no, man, I don't call in at all.
Would you prefer me, because we share a lot of viewers over on Paul's channel, would you prefer me to plug him or plug your Twitter? Or because the people are asking, so.
You can do both, bro. So as far as YouTube, it's only on with Paul, so you can plug Paul. I'll be honest, man. I just started getting onto this YouTube thing this past year.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought that you could pretty much go on YouTube and kind of find the information that you could on other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a Twitter guy just because it's more of a instant gratification as far as like getting news and updates.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm usually a Twitter guy. Most people know me on Twitter. But yeah, man, anything you need, anytime Kane fans want me on, if you need anything, you let me know. I'm all about supporting others.
Yeah, sounds awesome, man. The YouTube thing is kind of what I focus on. I browse Twitter from time to time, but I'm not on it that often. We're going on. This next season coming up in January will be year number 5 here on YouTube for us. So it's been a good time.
Awesome.
Like I said, we just like to have fun around here. I plugged Paul's channel. I know you guys probably already know who Paul is, Scoop on the U. But I plugged his channel, and then I plugged Brad's Twitter as well if you want to give him a follow. He's a good guy. Like I said, guys, I watch their content. I don't chat a lot on other channels because I'm usually just lurking and listening and whatnot. So, Brad, I appreciate it, man. 42-17, Canes victory predicted for tomorrow night. Appreciate you calling in, and you're more than welcome to call in anytime.
Always, brother. Likewise, and it's all about the you.
All right, have a good one, bro.
You too.
So I'll plug the channels, like I said there, guys, if you want to check them out. Brad is a real good guy. Does a lot of stuff with Paul over on his channel, and it's good stuff. Good old Brad, right, Logan? All right, so let's keep it rolling, guys. Let's get some more score predictions. Logan, up next. Let's get him in here. Logan, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm feeling a lot better than I was a couple weeks ago. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Well,
Excited to talk football again, man.
Yeah, same here. I'm excited.
So I'm curious how you're feeling. So far it's been more or less blowouts predicted for the Canes. I'm the minority here, predicting only a 2-score victory pretty much by the Canes. So you ain't got to dive into numbers just yet, but how you feeling about tomorrow?
I'm feeling actually pretty good. We're
Okay.
supposed to be having Brooke and Jordan back, unless I'm wrong. The
Yeah,
O-line is going to be the healthiest they've been since, according to Justice, since UAB. So I'm definitely looking forward to that because it was painful seeing the lack of depth against, I believe it was NC State. It was tough
Yeah.
seeing the O-line to struggle, not really by their fault, so to speak, because they had no rotation and no depth there.
Yeah, and that is what's weird with the extra time off. I think that it was probably even kind of what Brad touched on a little bit, where for the players who aren't having to deal with COVID, I know there's been limited like strength and conditioning sessions and practices and all that stuff. But as far as if anybody was potentially dealing with a small injury or something, that could provide some extra healing time for them. So we could have more guys healthy and ready to go for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Big shout out to Brad too. I just kind of talked with him for the first time yesterday on Twitter.
Nice.
Kind of over a little funny disagreement we had. So
I think I saw that
It's cool
exchange,
meeting.
to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't
Yeah.
dive in, okay? But it involved the Jake Garcia stuff, right?
No. Oh,
No?
yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him and Paul. So
Yeah, I just sent Paul a sub today, and I'll start checking them out
nice.
after moving ways with some other personnel on YouTube. So
I got you. Yeah, around here it's all about. I'm very critical of the team, but I try to make it constructive criticism. But otherwise, around here it's all about just having fun, and we keep it about football. And I don't know why I'm telling you that. You already know that. I guess in case there's somebody new here.
right.
So you
Yeah,
said,
I mean, I'm feeling good. I think if Brevin Jordan plays, I don't think people understand the humongous impact he has on our offense. Just being a dynamic guy, specifically when it comes to blocking.
yep,
I
exactly.
think that's going to be huge for the game. I think the offense is going to look really, 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 really good, honestly. I know there's been a break in the COVID and stuff, but they're also excited to finally sit here and just play a game, whether it be Duke or whoever. And with the leadership on both coaching and players that we have now, they're going to take advantage of that. And I think we come out with probably 45-17-ish win.
Ooh, okay. So another big-time Canes victory. I hope so, honestly. I always try to tell people that they have to separate when I do these score predictions. I'll hold mine up again because a couple more people have come in, 24-13. People have to remember that I'm trying to build credibility on the channel. So, I analyze everything, look at the stats, weigh in on everything, watch the tape and whatnot. But there's a difference in what I predict and what I actually hope and want to happen. If it were up to me, Miami wins every game 65-0 against every opponent they play. And I think sometimes people just forget that. They take it as me hating on Miami because I'm predicting a close game.
Well, you got to remember that's kind of how Miami fans were at the beginning of the season too. When we went into Clemson and we were undefeated, not really playing much competition, especially like Clemson. They were saying that we were going to put up 40-50 on Clemson. I was like,
yeah. Oh, people, I got so many nasty DMs. I know it's all just because people, the heat of the moment, right? They're hardcore Canes fans. They're passionate about the program. So, they want to see wins. They want to talk about Miami winning, not losing games. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so another convincing win.
Look forward to a good game. Yeah, I do look forward to a great game played by us. Really curious to see how our linebackers come out specifically.
Yeah.
And I'm excited personally. The person I can't wait to see on defense would probably be Corey Couch, and offense would be Brevin Jordan, and obviously De'Aaron King. So we'll see. Hopefully we play Chaney because he's still, in my opinion, the best running back on our roster. But we'll see, man. I'll be tuning in tomorrow to your show. Take care and have a good night.
Sounds good. We'll be here. You too, Logan. Have a good one. So I saw people asking, let me take a look at the chat for just a second before I get the phone line open back up, asking how they could call in. The number is right up in the top left-hand corner of your screen, my friend, 865-229-4131. Discussing Miami versus Duke tomorrow night on ACC Network, kicking off at 8 p.m. I'd like to get score predictions from you guys. So it was nice talking to you, Logan. I can't wait to hang out tomorrow night, bro. I like to get score predictions. You can call in and just say, Coop, Miami's going to get the dub 55-0, and then hang up the phone. or we can dive in a little bit deeper, whatever you guys prefer. Lakers all day says, Greg, yes, bro, do it. Message them on Twitter. Oh, I must have missed that conversation. Let's see. So, Young Jedi Kane, let's get you in here, bro. Gumby, what's going on, man? And if you don't feel like calling in, leave that score prediction in the chat. I'm reading it, even if I'm not responding to it when I'm on the phone. I'm reading what you guys are putting, I promise you. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
Hey, it's Bergie, man. What's going on, dude?
It's Bergie. Now Bergie, hold up a minute.
Go ahead.
I saved. We've had this conversation at least 3 times this year.
Yes, you have.
I have saved your number at least 2 times. Did you change it?
No, I did not.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right, I'm writing it down again. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna find that clip. I'm pretty sure that we had this conversation, and then the following week I was like, "What's up, Bergie?" And I saved the number. So
it's not a problem, man.
somebody's logging into my system at night and trolling me or something. So I don't know what's going on.
Dude, it's not a problem. Like I said, man, I ain't worried about it one bit. You picked up the phone right now. That's all that matters, right? So we're good.
So let's talk about it a little bit. It's been pretty much blowouts predicted, and I know typically you're usually, at least so far this season for the most part, been pretty confident the times that you've called into the show. So how you feeling tomorrow?
All right. Well, it's a 2-parter, and part of it is that, I want to see them I want you to blow out Duke worse than you could ever imagine. The second part goes into what you were talking to Brad about before, and we'll get to that in a second. So First off, do I want them to blow out Duke? Absolutely. I'm in the ballpark of like what Brad said. I'm in the ballpark of 42-17, if not bigger. I don't think it should be that big of a deal in beating them. But we'll see what happens. So to the second part of that, what you were talking about with Brad, you were saying that you had a little pit in your stomach about the way you feel about the game and you're not sure and this and that. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel the same way. Why? How long has it been since we stepped on the field and played? It's going to be 3 weeks come Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, how long has it been since we were even able to practice as an organized team? Hasn't started since, Monday, right?
Yeah, which, we didn't find out, I guess, till Sunday, roughly, that it was going to be Duke. So
basically, it's been a week, let's say. So that's not good. I don't like that. I mean, we've seen how this team responds to having time off, and recent history has told us that it's not that good. I'm not saying we're going to lose. I'm just saying it's shown us that it's not that good. What that tells me is we're more than likely going to come out really flat in the first half. And that's attributed, A, to the time off, and B, because it's going to be freaking freezing out there.
Exactly. 41 degrees is cold.
41 degrees is, dude, I would die in 41 degrees. Are you kidding me? That is ridiculous weather. But look, they're a football team. They're trained to play. They're young. Once they get rolling, they'll be all right. They'll warm up. But I'm with you in that regard. I do see them coming out flat the first half, but I have a feeling come the second half they're going to turn it on and it's going to be a smoke job. That's just my feeling on it, but we'll see what happens. I'm just happy that they're going to get on the field again. I'm just happy that we're going to see a Canes football game, and I'm really, really hoping that the ACC doesn't do something stupid and pull the plug after this week, because something tells me. Let me just finish real quick. Something tells me that since they pulled the plug with Notre Dame and Clemson and basically gift wrapping and handing them the championship, that they're just going to do it to everybody else and said, okay, we're all done. Go enjoy your bowl game, and that's it. And I don't want to see it, but I have a feeling that might happen.
Yep, and I have actually, and I'm not saying this as in like I have some kind of source or it was anyone credible at all, but I have seen similar talks that this could maybe, and it may not be, hopefully it's not, but this could maybe potentially be our last regular season game. It could potentially
and like I
happen.
Said, I want to be wrong on that too. I really do. I hope that I can call back in next week and we're talking about who we're supposed to be playing next, and everybody can laugh at me and say, "Bergie, you were wrong." I really want that to happen. I do, but I don't know, man. I'm just something there, like you just said. I just have a feeling that they're going to pull the plug and say that's it. It just, I don't know. It just seems like one of them things.
Yeah, and it's why every game this season, the players definitely, which we're already towards the end of it now, but need to play every game like it's going to be your last one this season, because it very well could be.
Yeah, you're right. For a couple of them, it could be their last game in a Kane uniform.
Yeah, that's
you know?
also true.
I mean, it's
Yep.
Very possible. I don't want to get into that part yet because
Yeah.
I sincerely hope nobody leaves. I really don't. I want King to come back. But
that's a whole nother can of worms. We could do a whole 6-hour segment on who stays and who goes after this season, since everybody could come back if they want. So.
Yeah, if just real quick, just to touch on that, I really don't think there's anybody that should really leave. But again, we'll get into that at another point when the season's over. I do want to say that the thing that's going on with Jake Garcia right now, I mean, you're right in the sense that, look, he's not here. He hasn't committed yet. So, we can sit there and speculate all we want and say maybe, maybe not. We don't know. The way everything is lined up right now, I don't see him going anywhere but us. It just doesn't make sense at this point with the way things have played out.
There would have had to have been some things going on in the background that only him and his family know about.
Oh, absolutely.
I think for him, like somebody making some phone calls that we don't know about, and some things happening because otherwise, I do agree, because I keep saying that I'm on the fence. I want him to come to Miami, but I'm kind of iffy on it. But when you look at the way everything played out, Miami is what makes sense, considering that other than USC, that would be the second school that he showed the most interest in, based on just the way that he talks in interviews. If you look at his visits, a lot of the Miami players are constantly staying in contact with him via social media and stuff. We see that everywhere. So, I mean, it makes sense that it would happen.
Right, and what you just said, those are the telling signs right there. Is when you hear the actual Miami, the other the other recruits that are also getting vocal about it. Mm-hmm. And then again, Brad brought something up as well that I'm appreciative you had Brad on, because I do listen to him and Paul's show quite often. They they bring the fire all the time, so it was nice to hear him on your show. But he brought up a good point as well about what Rhett Lashley said. Where Rhett Lashley himself said there's one dude that he wants. He didn't say who it was. We know who it is. Wink, wink. We know. Yeah. And he said there's one dude that he wants, and that's all they want. And now Garcia decommits. Not saying that it's something. I'm just saying that it's something. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how that went. Trying to think what else did I want to bring up. I can't really think of anything else that I wanted to bring up. I think we rambled about everything that we could ramble about. But anyway, buddy, I just want to say it was really good to talk to you again, and we'll do this again real soon, man. I'll give some time for other people to call in and say what's up, and you have yourself a good night, Coop.
Sounds good. And let me just double check with you, Bergie, because I know you.
Go ahead.
You threw two numbers out there, but I think they went over my head. What was your score prediction for the game?
I said 42-7. I said 42-17 as well.
42-17 as well. Okay, so yeah, another big time win for the Canes. All right, Bergie, as always, it is a pleasure, my friend, and I'm looking forward. Are you going to be able to make the game tomorrow night?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Sweet. I think so. Right, I don't have anything planned.
I'm looking forward to hanging out, man.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, you too. All right, bye-bye. Yeah, Brad definitely hit me up. Slide into them DMs, Brad, and we can see if we can set something up for sure. Sounds good. Young Jedi Kane, let's get you in here, man. Let's see. Who was asking if I could call them? Golden Blue Dude. What's up, man? Young Jedi Kane, I've got your number saved in here. Let's find him. Here he is. Let's call Young Jedi Kane. Let's get him on the line. Here we go. Let's see if he answers.
Hello?
Young Jedi Kane, what's up, man?
What's up?
How's life been? How's your day?
It's been good. I just want to know how you've been going on with, the little problems and stuff. I just want to know how you've been. That's what I wanted to ask off first, and make sure you've been good lately. It's been tough, honestly. I've been trying to be transparent about it, but not bore people with a bunch of medical talk and whatnot. Mono, for some reason, hits me really rough, really tough. This is month number 4 that I've been sick, and I'm still having, just to be completely blunt and honest with you and everybody watching,
I have like bouts of nausea and dizziness that hit me like really hard, just out of nowhere. Like I'll be sitting here working on a video, and all of a sudden I just feel like I'm gonna pass out, and I have to go lay down for a while. I have a bunch of tests and stuff scheduled, but I don't have medical insurance until January, so I have to wait until January to get them done. So I'm kind of having to just wait it out. But to be honest with you, I feel leaps and bounds better right now than I did 3 or 4 months ago. So I think I'm on track. So that means a lot that you starting out the conversation by asking that before we got into the football. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm gonna pray for you. Everybody in the chat, man, pray for Coop, cause hey, man, people been saying, you the best Miami Hurricanes YouTuber out here. I can't really argue with that.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but we try to have a lot of fun. We strive to get better and better every single day. So I appreciate the kind words, man. So let's talk about the game a little bit. I'm very curious to see where you stand after several weeks off, going up against the 14th ranked team in the ACC. What are you thinking?
Man, I really don't know. I feel like 3 weeks off, that is a very, very long time. I feel like our offense will come out and dominate Duke defense, because I feel like our offensive line is way better than Duke's defensive line. My only thing that I'm worried about is our defense coming out and playing, because I watched Duke play against Georgia Tech, and they quarterback, the transfer from Clemson, he's a great quarterback in my eyes, and they got number 14. He looked pretty fast too. I just don't want our defense to get caught lacking a lot during this game. My main key is just on the defense and how they come out and play. Cause and they like to motion out 5 wide. That's Duke offense. I want to see who are we gonna put on the fifth person. Are we gonna put our linebacker or our striker on them? I don't know who they gonna put on them. Hopefully the striker, but I still think that'll be a bad matchup for us.
Yeah, I would love to see, guys, the defense definitely stripping at the ball constantly. Punching the ball, stripping the ball, because, again, we already talked about it, but unless that's changed, I'm pretty sure Duke leads the country in turnovers lost. A lot of that, I know the quarterback Price has thrown a lot of interceptions, but their running backs have fumbled the ball quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
So maybe we can create a couple of turnovers early in the game that would help us out. I don't want to be spotting them 14 points in the first quarter on their first 2 drives because we get caught sleeping, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that. But I just want to see our defense come out, and it's gonna be very cold out there. I want to see how that affects the team, but I think our offense will come out strong and finish strong. The only thing I say that might not come out strong is our defense. I feel like they will give up 13 points in the first quarter.
Ooh, first
but
quarter.
I feel like that's the only point. I mean the first half. I'm tripping in the first half, but I don't think they'll give up any more points in the second half. I feel like we start off the first half kind of slow. I feel our offense will score 27 points in the first half, and then finish the game 44-13, and our defense won't let Duke score for the rest of the game. I feel very confident about this game.
Another big-time victory for the Canes. And that's a good analysis when mentioning the defense, because typically in these last few games, they've been playing lights out in the fourth quarter especially. So I see what you're saying, maybe spotting them 13 in the first half and then lights out in the second half of the ball game. I could definitely see that for sure. So Young Jedi Kane, that's let's see, we've got 35-3, 42-17, 45-17, 42-17, 44-13. So a lot of scores in those mid-40s for the Canes tomorrow night. I hope so.
Yeah.
Young Jedi Kane.
It was great. It was great calling in, Coop. I'm going to let you get more people on the line, man. And I just hope you get better at the end of the day. And, I'm starting my YouTube channel,
Ooh, okay. The world has been waiting for this. You got any videos yet, or are you just getting everything kind of lined up?
Well, I got one video that I recorded on my phone after Notre Dame beat North Carolina. That's the only video I got up.
What's the name of the channel? Or do you want to wait before you announce anything, or do you want to give the name of it?
Well, the name of my channel is Young Jedi Kane. It's like how I spell it with the channel that I type with, because that's my channel. You know, that's what I post on. So, yeah, I guess I don't know how people could find it, because people been saying that it's hard to find, but just spell it exactly how my name is spelled in the chat, because that's the same channel I use, and you'll be able to find it.
Gather. Boom! I found it. All right. Well, what I'm gonna do here. You're a regular caller. I love the energy and the passion that you've got for the team. Smart guy when it comes to talking football. I'm going to link the channel in the chat. That's Young Jedi Kane right there, guys, if you want to drop a sub. He's got, how many you got right now? We got 14. You've got one video uploaded from a week ago, like you mentioned. Let's see if we can get him to like 50. We got how many people we got watching right now? 94. If even half the people watching right now drop him a sub, that'd be awesome. You guys know he's a regular caller. He's always participating. All sorts of Miami Hurricanes channels. I'm always hearing Young Jedi Kane, Young Jedi Kane. There we go. Boom. You've already got twice as many as you had a few seconds ago. Hey, Young Jedi Kane, it's always a pleasure, man. And keep the videos coming. All right?
Yeah, I will. Thank you, Coop.
Hey, you're very welcome. Have a good night. I'm looking forward to hanging out tomorrow, bro.
You too.
All right, have a good one. Keldon, what's up, man, with the rooster emotes. I love it, man. I hope we're able to spam those emotes tomorrow, because you guys know I've got it ready, right? Who remembers every time Rooster breaks off a big run? Check this out. Hold on. Do you know how long it's been since we've heard that? Come on. I would love to see Rooster have a huge game, right? All right, so phone line's open back up, guys. Let's get a little bit of a lightning round here. How long are we going? About an hour and 13 minutes. Let's get 3, 4, 5 calls rolling through. Carl Weezer, what's good, man? Jose, Truxley King, what's going on, man? Hurricane Kilo sub. Let's get him up there a little bit, guys. What's he up to? 30. He's at 30. Can we get 20 more for Young Jedi Kane? Let's go. Miami Hurricanes fans supporting Miami Hurricanes fans. That's what it's all about, man. How you been, Keldon? So phone line's open back up, guys. Phone line is open back up. Let's go. Let's get a couple more score predictions. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
What's going on, Coop? You got your boy Phoenix right here on the line.
Phoenix, how you doing, man?
Actually,
yeah. Let me ask you.
Still recovering, but
how? That's what I was gonna say. How? Did you have like crazy symptoms?
Nah, bro. It all started off with just a headache, man, and I went to the hospital because it wouldn't go away, and they tested me, came home, came out positive.
Well, hopefully you're on track for recovering and you're starting to feel better, man.
I appreciate it, Coop. Just wanted to point out a few things. One, Miami needs to come out this game and make a statement, man. We've been disrespected so many times with recruits, playoffs, rankings. Like, come on. Like, you got us dropping spots after winning against BA Tech? Come on. Miami needs to come out mad. Now, the cold is what worries me.
Do you guys, and I'm asking, well, you've already addressed it, so I know how you feel about it. Everybody in the chat, 82 people still left here hanging out. Does the cold in the game worry you at all? Because so many people tell me, Coop, come on now, Coop. Like, it's just weather. They layer up. They're fine. Bro, I'm telling you, I've watched the Canes in the past play. And when we're talking 30s and 40s, I don't have one of the little hand warmer things. Like, this is everybody. Okay, just use your imagination, okay? Let's pretend this is one of the little hand warmers, okay? Uh-huh. This is everybody on the sideline.
All covered up, yeah.
Freezing. Remember that? I can't remember what game it was we played, and we had stinking. They had helmet warmers. And everybody had them on the side. We had heated benches for our booties to sit down to stay warm. And we were huddled together, freezing up.
Okay.
It matters.
If I remember correctly, I want to say that was a Wisconsin game because when we played up there, it was cold. It was snowing. I think it was snowing. That's when we had Mark Rick, and we lost that game because I remember my dad telling me we don't play good in the cold.
Yep.
But this game, we need to make that statement. We need to, like, okay, ND clinches the ACC, which is booty in my opinion. But come on, we need to make a statement like, look, Miami is alive. Duke is booty. We need to show De'Aaron King is the king, and we need to show that we're Miami. We ain't playing around no more.
Yeah, it is big time. It is a big time game still for, even though Duke is 2-7, 14th in the ACC. I keep harping on it, but it could be a big time game for recruiting because I mean we already know that we're not playing in the ACC championship game. But if we want to hang on to some of these recruits, I feel like we need to come out and just absolutely dominate a team like this.
Okay, like your other college. Like, look, we played Virginia Tech with a lot of our starters out. We played without a lot of our offensive linemen out. If we were doing somewhat good, imagine what we can bring in. Imagine what we can put out more. Defense, I feel like we can play a lot better. I feel like Ed Reed can step in and talk to these guys. Like, look, back in the day, we used to get mad because we knew that someone behind us was wanting to get playing time. So that's why we put everything we could. We put our hearts out there. We need to play like we want to play, not because we're here. Yeah, you made it here, but you need to play like you want to. You need to play your heart out. They played with heart back then. That's what we need to bring back to this program, Coop. We gotta make a statement tomorrow night. Like, yeah, I get it. We're not playing in the ACC championship game, but what we could have coming to us is an Orange Bowl against Florida. That's what I want to see.
And
the battle of the best team in Florida.
I would be excited about that game. I'd be totally on board with that and would love it. I would love to see that matchup.
I was there in Orlando when we played Florida, man. We had a worse offense at that time. But now it's different because now they got a better offense. Now Kyle Trask is on a Heisman watch. Sorry, I feel like I'm getting off track here, but like we need Miami needs to step up tomorrow, man. Like we come in these games and we come in slow. Tomorrow we need to come in mad. We need to come in hyped. We need to put our foot on the pedal and don't lay off until there's 3 zeros on the clock. That's what Miami's got to do.
So
we need to start earning our respect.
So how are you feeling then when it comes to your score prediction? We're talking about how Miami needs to play and what we want them to do, but what are you feeling for a score prediction as far as the actual outcome for the game?
Okay, I see 38-17.
Okay, 38-17. So that's still a pretty big victory overall. I've got 24-13, so there's more of a point gap there in that score prediction, the 38-17. Okay, I would be content with that.
All right, what I've been wanting to ask you is, where'd you get that U from in the background? Man, I've been wanting to cop one of those.
I get asked, I kid you not. Okay, the two top questions that I am asked when I get DMs on Twitter and Instagram are, number one, where did you get the hat? Because I want to get one. Number two, where did you get that light up U? Because I want to get one. That was actually custom built by a subscriber on this channel who built it himself and sent it to my P.O. box. No joke. So
okay, I've already bought the hat because I've seen you wear it. I went to Canesville myself and bought one. But what I've been wanting to get my hands on is one of them helmets, though.
Yeah, the helmets. Yeah, I like I said, they're game day helmets. It's legit. It's got all the padding and everything up in it. It's what they wear on the field. I'm gonna be honest with you. That black one was it wasn't that bad. The black one was about 180, but that white one was like 450.
Okay, because I've been wanting to get me a helmet, but on Amazon, like I've been wanting to customize it, and they're like $200-$300 just for like a blank one. So
they're not
just
cheap.
Crazy.
Yep.
All right, I want you to get some new colors in. So, I'm sorry, what was that?
I was just saying you can get like the autograph helmets and stuff, but it doesn't have the padding and stuff in it. So what I actually have those for is I have some skits and stuff planned that I can't drop the deets on that were supposed to happen this year, but because I got sick, they didn't happen. That's going to be coming in the future. So.
Okay, so let's say we play against Florida in the Orange Bowl. Can we get number 2 diss track or like?
Maybe. What did I do? Oh, that was the Gator Hater. That's right. I did.
Yeah,
do the,
Gator Hater.
I did do the diss track on that. We shall see. That's actually the only reason why I didn't do any diss tracks this season is because when I had the mono, I actually had issues with my heart and my lungs, which made it where I got out of breath really easily. So I honestly just couldn't do any diss tracks. I had so many things planned this season that didn't happen. But at the end of the day, I think that's been 2020 for a lot of people. And the COVID-19 stuff flipped college football upside down. So we just had to roll with the whole season anyways. So, it is what it is.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I got one more point.
Okay.
Leonard Taylor, the number 1 player in the nation, on his thoughts on Jay Garcia. I will not stop until I get him in the 305. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm saying.
And it's nice when you have other recruits trying to pull in recruits for your team. It's awesome, and they absolutely can have an impact because it's someone else that is similar in age to them. They share probably a lot of the same hobbies and different things like that, and they can kind of bond and hang out together and whatnot, and message back and forth and all that. So it does matter, and it definitely helps.
All right, Coop, I want you to get someone else on the line. Just want to let everybody know, subscribe to Coop, hit that like button, and let's get the dub tomorrow.
Hey, Phoenix, I appreciate it, man. Looking forward to hanging out tomorrow. Predicting a Canes victory, 38-17. Have a good night, bro.
All right, Coop. You too.
Let's check. Let's do a young Jedi Kane check. What's he at? He's at 33. Let's go. Let's keep subbing. Let's go. Let's get him up there. There we go. All right, so let's get a couple more calls in, guys. Again, I keep saying lightning round, but I love chit-chatting with you guys. One Bad Steve says, first-time caller. Let's get you in here, man. 954. One Bad Steve. Keep trying, my friend. Don't give up. Don't lose hope getting into the Coach Coop show. Come on, man. Let's get you in here. 954. All right. I'll see if I can get you in. Young Jedi Kane says, I want to play Georgia for our bowl game. Man, I would love. I almost don't even care which one it is to meet up with an SEC team. Why did I say it so weird? SEC. Probably because that stupid commercial. SEC. If you guys heard that, and they're like, listen, I sound crazy. I have to hear it a lot because I live in East Tennessee. So I live in SEC country, and that's all I hear about all the time. But I'd love to meet up with an SEC team, man. Rhett to Vandy? No way. I honestly, how do you guys feel all these rumors about Rhett Lashley leaving after this season? Man, hey, no. Man, listen, he's only been in Miami for one season. Things are going well. Overall, I would say it's been pretty successful thus far. He's got a lot of awesome things lining up for him. Palm trees, right? The ocean. 305. He ain't going nowhere right now. Maybe in the future, but he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going anywhere yet. What's going on? Who we got on the line?
Hey, man, it's Steve.
Nice. You got through. Let's go.
Hey, man, this is my first time calling basically into anything, really. Like,
Heck
I don't
yeah.
call on the radio or anything, so sorry if my thoughts are not as straight or concise as
Oh, you're
should
fine.
be.
Listen, man, every time I start these streams, I don't know if I've even showed this before. I always have like a big list of notes because if I don't write this stuff down, man, we'll be 3 hours into the stream and I've not said one thing that has anything to do with the game, and it makes sense to no one but me. So I have to make myself notes so I stay on track, and I still struggle with it. Earlier, like whenever earlier when Brad was talking, I'm absorbing it and I'm listening to everything he has to say, but then when I go to respond, I just went completely blank. So it just happens, you know. When you're live and on the air, you know things can't be edited. You know you're on the spot, and sometimes stuff just happens. So hey, we just roll with it around here and have a good time.
All right. I got four quick takes. Like two of them are like really just more like comments. But
Okay.
the first thing I want to bring up is how rare is it for a one-loss team to not make its conference championship? I tried looking this information up, and to be fair, I couldn't even find it.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be an interesting stat to look at. It's so weird this season, just with the whole the ACC lumped together and canceled games and rescheduled games and just all this craziness. I hate that. I said this earlier in the season. It's not that this season doesn't count at all, because I mean there are teams we played at full strength when we were at full strength, and we should still be able to line up and beat some of these guys even if we've got some 2s and 3s in and yada yada. You can make a lot of different arguments. But at the end of the day, this season does definitely have an asterisk beside it, and it's kind of just. I hate to say it doesn't count. It's not that it doesn't count, but just think about the fact that nobody loses a year of eligibility. If they want to come back, they can. I've argued that everyone is going to say the 2020 season didn't count, except for fans of the team that win the national championship.
Yeah. Like King's gonna feel like he got robbed.
Right. Everyone else, let's say Clemson wins the national championship. They're gonna be like, "Let's go! That 2020 season, we did what we had to do," and everyone else is like, "No, bro, it didn't count, right? It didn't count." So it's just weird. I feel like every game just has to be taken as its own little entity, and you just got to roll with it. It's weird year.
So like the argument that a lot of people make is the eye test. So I got a couple photos here to discuss what an eye test is.
Okay.
And maybe I'm just blind, right? All right. So on October 17th, Louisville played at Notre Dame. It was a 7-12 game.
Very close game.
Right.
Yep.
Right. That's at Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10 Miami played in Louisville and won 47-34. And I'm like 99% sure. Then wasn't that the game where we pulled King with 12 minutes left or something like that?
We might have. I'm going to be honest, with all the breaks between all the bye weeks and the craziness, I do not remember for sure. But that may have been, Perry might have come in and got some reps at some point. But I don't remember. Yeah. Don't quote me on it.
So then we got on October 10th, we have 26-42 at home. Florida State versus Notre Dame. So you're telling me Florida State's going to put 26 points up on you and you pass the eye test? I don't think so, buddy. Florida State, 10. Miami, 52. So between those two games, right, because we don't share many games with Notre Dame. We share a total of 6 games, 3 we have to play. This week, next week, and then the week after. Mm-hmm. Those will be like the 6 games we share. We would have beat their spread in every single one of those games except for the one. Pittsburgh blew out, or Notre Dame blew out Pittsburgh 45-3. Right. And I believe that was the week after Clemson, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, how far do you think that word eye test goes? Because, we're beating them in the spread in all these games.
Man, I hate it. It's just the problem is, man, I'm trying to think.
You can't say eye test and we share the same opponents and you lose that eye test, right? I'm not crazy, am I?
I hate it because I feel like no matter what, this was bound to happen unless we beat Clemson.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay. Yeah. So that brings me to my third point, right? So people say, well, you lost to Clemson, right? So you're a bad team. You're 10th in the country, all that stuff, right? So we have Iowa State and Georgia, both with 2 losses above us. If we look at Georgia's schedule, the only teams they played that's worth bragging about are Alabama and Florida. They lost to both of them pretty heftily in both of those games. And you have the audacity to say Georgia passes the eye test, but Miami doesn't. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
See, what makes it tough is because then, I know I'm backtracking a little bit, but when we, argue we lost to Clemson, but they had Trevor Lawrence, and then Notre Dame beats Clemson, but they didn't have Trevor Lawrence, it's there's so many what ifs and just there's so many unique and odd circumstances that go into this season that makes it unlike any other season of college football ever in the history of college football, that I think there's a lot of things looking back that we're going to look back later on seasons in the future. We're going to look back on the 2020 season and be like, man, like this really didn't go right. This didn't go right. It should have been this and this. It's a learning experience. Hopefully we never have to deal with anything like this ever again. But I mean, I do see where you're coming from 100%, and you do bring up some valid points.
All right, I'm gonna skip the Jake Garcia question, and just the last thing, predictions for the Duke game.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Duke 13 and Miami 28, just so we could spite Notre Dame by beating them by one more point.
I got you. Hey, I like it. That's a little bit closer to mine. You say 28-13. I've got 24-13. So you giving the Canes 4 extra points. I could definitely see that for sure.
All right, thanks, Coop. Appreciate it.
All right, hey, Steve, appreciate you calling in, man. First-time caller. Feel free to call in anytime, my friend.
All right, thanks, Coop. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Cypher, I tried to say that name and I butchered it in my React video. I think I called him Ugalahehe. I don't even know, Cypher. But how you say his name? I'm done, bro. I can't. Let's see. I told Joshua I would. I can't say it, but I can copy and paste. Fair. Dante says Rhett's going nowhere. It's just the haters. I know. Rhett, again, I potentially see a higher up position for Rhett Lashley maybe in the future, but not yet. He's got to make a name for himself here at the University of Miami. And he's got the talent surrounding him to do that. He just needs a couple years to do it. He'll stay for a while. What's going on? Is this Joshua by chance?
It's Joshua. What's up, Coop?
Let's go. We got you in.
Yes, sir.
Now, Now, I'm just going purely off of literally you saying 2 or 3 words just now. Did you submit into the Biggest Canes Fan contest, or is that someone else?
I did. That was me with the red car.
Yeah, okay. I knew I recognized the voice. All right, awesome. Heck yeah. That, just to let you know, my mom watched those videos, and you were in her top 2, just so you know.
That's what's up.
So, hey, that's awesome, man. The voting is still open. Guys, I'm going to plug it again. You can still vote for the Biggest Canes Fan. We had people come together and submit videos to Twitter, and whoever wins that, whoever gets the most votes in the comment section, wins a prize of their choice with no limit on the price from Caneswear. So I dropped a couple links. If you guys still want to vote, there's time. It runs until December 8th. So next Tuesday, you can drop your vote. And this guy that we have on the line right now was one of these submissions. So what's going on, man? How you feeling tonight?
Honestly, that was fun. That was cool. You know, I mean, it was fun just to get out there and see people, you know, make a little video and everything. I thought that was really cool and something that I hadn't seen before. So
yeah, and I think I'm going to do it again next year. It's not that the turnout this year was bad or anything. I did expect more than 11. We had 11 total submissions for it. But again, I'm taking everything with a grain of salt in 2020 because, you know, people are worried about the pandemic. People are having to try to find extra work and they're staying busy. And, you know, just there's so many crazy scenarios and whatnot going on this year that you can't really, I'm going to be honest, you can't really go into anything expecting much of anything this year or you might, you know, be disappointed.
That's right. You're right about that.
Yep. So, how you feeling about tomorrow?
Oh, man. We about to whoop Duke.
All right. So, another confident caller for the Duke game. Now, does the off time for Miami worry you at all? Because I realize, you know, like I said, when we look statistically speaking and we watch the tape, Miami is absolutely the superior team when matched up against Duke. But does the off time affect us negatively at all going into the game?
I got two thoughts on it. I mean, on one hand, yeah, I'm a little worried because, I mean, it has been a while, but at the same time, the past two games that we've had close games, we're missing players. And so, I mean, we're going to have close to a full healthy team going back into this thing. Now, granted, they haven't had much practice or workout or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, it does kind of scare me, but I'm kind of keeping hope in the fact that the team will rally together and all the hate that's gone against the team in the past weeks, that they'll pull together and be like, you know what? No, we're not going to take this.
I like that. Yeah, what I've liked about this season so far is I'm trying to think of how to explain this. I kind of have that 2017 feeling. And what I mean by that is I expected a loss to Clemson. Everybody knows I predicted a loss. I just don't think we're quite on that level yet. But the rest of the opponents on our schedule, even when we've been down, kind of like how I felt in 2017, is it was like, well, we're going to be okay. Like, even if we were to come out tomorrow and we go down 10-0, I'm like, we'll be fine. Like, we've got the power on offense. We've got the playmakers. We will be fine. We'll come back and get the victory. And I felt like that every game this season, basically, other than the Clemson game. So that's been kind of nice, that even though we've had close games, I've still been confident that we can get it done at the end of the day.
Exactly. And that's my thing is, and I've seen a lot of people posting and talking about why Miami's ranked so low, and then, well, your close games. And the thing is, it's football. Win's a win is a win is a win. I mean, don't matter if you win by 1 or you win by 40. A win's a win. If you can come through in a tough situation and get the win, that proves you're the better team. And that's more impressive to me, to be down and find a way to win, than to win by 75 points. Because, I mean, clearly the team you played wasn't nothing. And, I mean, all these teams that are winning these 70 to 10 games, I mean, there's no matchup between them two teams. And I like the way the team's playing with heart.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a whole lot of animosity between players that we've seen in the past, and it seems like everybody's clicking together. And
right. There
really
were a lot of I say rumors, but it turned out to be not rumors of, talks about players arguing with each other and players arguing with coaches in the last few seasons and whatnot. And you really haven't heard any of that this year.
Exactly.
It's more of like a family brotherhood type environment. Everybody's fighting for one another, and it does show on the football field when it's like that.
It does, and they feed off of each other. The defense feeds off the offense. Offense feeds off the defense. Special teams feeds off. I mean, the coaches. I mean, it just they all feed off of each other, and it's great to see.
And honestly, not because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself a little bit. So far, I've been overall, even though I've been very critical at times, overall I've been pretty happy with what the team has done this season. When you consider, new offensive coordinator, I realized that De'Aaron King was an upgrade for us, but bringing in a QB from the transfer portal who's, got to pick up on this new offense. Yes, he's ran spread before, but it's still a little different. And with all the other circumstances considered, right? Every week these kids don't know exactly what's going to happen. If they're going to have to quarantine, they don't know who's going to be limited at practice in the games. They don't know what game might get switched. And at the end of the day, our only loss is to Clemson, who was the number 1 team in the country at the time. So Overall, it's kind of hard to complain with what we've done and what we've accomplished so far this season, all things considered.
Exactly. We're on the 100% the right track.
And especially if you look at what we've done so far with recruiting after the season that we had in 2019. It is really, as a Miami Hurricanes fan, hard to complain.
It is. And I hate seeing people talk about, this season and the coaches and stuff, because I'm like, well, I mean, what more can you ask for? We
Right.
lost to the number 1 team, defended national championship competitors and previously defending champs. I mean, yeah, we lost, but we're not on that level yet. We're rebuilding. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day.
And yeah, I know I kind of got off track and started talking about something totally different. But how are you feeling? Are you willing to give a score prediction for the game tomorrow night? Your opportunity to tell the world that you were right and you predicted the score.
Oh man,
He's thinking. He's thinking.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I'm thinking a good December win at 45-10.
45-10. All right, that's it. Again, that mid 40 range is popular. 42, 45, 42, 44, 45. Okay. I hope so. I really hope that we put up more than 24 points like I've got in my score prediction. I would be so happy to be wrong. So 45-10 victory for the Canes. Hey, man, you said it was your first time actually calling into the show, correct?
That's right.
Nice. So we've had 2 or 3 first-time callers tonight, which is awesome. So I appreciate you calling in, and best of luck on the biggest Canes fan competition. I'll be tallying those votes next week, and hopefully you can hang out tomorrow night for the game, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Hey, absolutely. Feel free to call in anytime.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
All right, you too. All right, so I think what we're going to do, I know we still have some more people who want to call in, but I think that we're going to wrap it up for tonight. We're going on about an hour and 45 minutes roughly for the stream. I try to keep them under 2 hours so people watching the VOD after the fact can actually have an opportunity to watch the entire thing. Once we start pushing 2 hours, people start to lose a little bit of interest after that. There's so many things to talk about, guys. It's crazy. Like I said, we can dive into recruiting very soon with the early signing day coming up, the Jake Garcia news, the craziness with the schedules, which could still change after tomorrow with the remaining games, ACC championship talk, which I know we're not in, but of course we're still going to discuss it and talk about it, college football playoff stuff, rankings. There's so much to talk about and to be excited about. And once I'm feeling 100%, like I said, guys, I'm like 70% right now. Once I'm feeling 100%, we'll dive in and we'll be back to regular 2, 3, 4 streams a week plus videos and stuff thrown in there. So thank you guys so flippin' much. Canes fans, fans of opposing teams, anyone that's here watching this live stream right now, people who are watching the VOD after the fact, for sticking by my side. Because I know that I've been MIA, like I said, for a couple of weeks. Trust me, it was not by choice. That's not how I wanted it to be. I wanted to keep pumping out content, but I had to take time to get better so I could give you guys better content because I'm a stickler for quality, and you guys have no idea how many videos I've sat down and recorded, go to edit it, and I just delete the whole thing.
To wear to you.
It happens all the
on the side
time.
of your helmet.
Got my Don't Be a Fan Later shirt today. Love it.
Let's go. Birmingham Cane. Welcome to the exclusive club, my friend. Thank you for the $2 donation. Appreciate the love and the support, man. But I'm just a stickler for quality, and I want to be 100% before we dive in and we're doing full-on content. So looking forward to tomorrow night. That's why I'm resting, relaxing, trying to prepare my body because we're going to have a good time tomorrow night. And let's celebrate a victory and have a good game in Durham tomorrow night. One more time, I'll show my score prediction for anyone who just dropped in. I'm still sticking by my close game. 24-13. Prove me wrong. I would love to be wrong. Even if I am wrong, I'm not eating it. Still not doing that. Cane for Life. You Got Cane for Life says, you the man. I just bought all of your shirts. Hey, man, you are going to love them. You are going to love them. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love and the support. Casey, hope you have a good night too, my friend. Thank you to all the callers who called in tonight. And let's get ready for tomorrow night. Again, I'll be live for the game as usual, and I will have links. Don't forget that it's on ACC Network. So if you don't have that channel, the link man has got you. All right, give me some Give me some beat Duke in all caps. Come on, let's see some hype for this game, y'all. This could very well potentially maybe be the last game of the season for us. You want to be hyped for it or not? Let's go. Thank you, Joshua, for the top dono on the night, man. All the love and the support. Let's get it. I'll see y'all tomorrow night, all right? Go Canes, baby.